Hi, Will. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. What's on your head and in your heart today to talk about?
Um, I don't know. I'm just kind of same place I was last week, I feel like. Um,
Mm,
just kind of just a little hopeless. Um, life
yeah,
is just hard and it's just a struggle.
yeah,
Not sure what's gonna help to make it better.
yeah. You feel like you're in a rut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like Groundhog Day, and it's
Mm,
not a fun Groundhog Day.
yeah, it's not a comedy.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So things feel like you were in the same place you were in last week.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't really. I'm still not, don't have much of an appetite, not sleeping well,
Mm,
which really kind of screws up my day. I feel
yeah,
like it's just frustrating when you lay in the bed and it's like I need to sleep, but I can't sleep.
yeah,
So, yeah, and that just kind of, that's how my day starts.
yeah,
And so it's just kind of drudgery after that.
yeah. It's frustrating that you're in this cycle. It feels like a cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a few weeks ago, when you were here, we did the inventory together. And when did that inventory, just to give you a refresher, because it's been some time since you looked at it, you were filling out and you were giving me some responses connected to how you felt about certain things, and you were ranking them 0 to 3,
Mhm.
with 3 being like the most or the frequent, and 0 being the least or not at all. And I kind of wanted to go over that with you today. Do you feel like going over those results today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think that we'll be able to see some patterns in the results, and I think we'll be able to come to an understanding of like, okay, this is kind of what we're dealing with, and then we can sort of make a plan going forward. Because I know you feel really, really stuck and really tired of being in this
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
Okay. Um, some of the things that I noticed were that you had several places where you really had minimal if you put a 1 or you put a 0, and those just felt really like good, normal, healthy responses. So a couple of those places were it said it was talking about satisfaction or enjoyment, and one of the things that you said that it was a 1. The statement said, I don't enjoy things the way I used to, and you put a 1 there. So you didn't say it was everything or all the time. That was minimal. So there are some things that you enjoy still. And so I wondered, can you tell me what some of those things are that you really can still enjoy?
Um, I mean, I enjoy if I can get exercise, anything kind of competitive.
Yeah.
Just I don't have that many outlets to do it,
Yeah.
but if I am able to, I do enjoy that
Okay.
if I'm not totally exhausted,
Yeah.
from lack of sleep. But
Yeah.
yeah, that and I enjoyed playing cards and
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Physical activity. It's just maybe not like I used to, just because of the
Mm.
lack of sleep, just kind of dents
Yeah.
that. And I don't have much of an appetite and don't have much energy. I just feel like most days I wake up and just,
Yeah.
but if I have some energy and I can do some of those things, I do enjoy them.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, so you're not feeling like you have a lot of energy at this time, but things that you do enjoy, even in this space of how you're feeling right now, are athletic things and competitive things. So
Mhm.
you mentioned cards and doing some physical activity, so that's really great. Um, a couple of other things that where you responded with a one, which let again was more of a healthier response was I feel like I may be punished. And you could have said I don't feel like I'm being punished, or you could have said I feel like I'm being punished, and you said maybe. And so I was glad to hear that that wasn't a sure thing. Um, and sometimes, especially in Christian circles, people feel like if they're feeling bad or if they're feeling down and that's an extended feeling for them, they often feel like maybe God's punishing me. Maybe I've done
Mm.
something wrong. And so um, it seems like from your inventory that that's not where you're at. You don't feel like you deserve this situation that you're in or that you're being punished for something that you've done wrong. You
Yeah,
also
not
said,
necessarily. But it is hard. Like when I do see other people, I'm like, you know, they
mm,
do have they do seem to have a lot more enjoyment out of life than I don't.
yeah,
Not that I'm being punished, but it's almost like I drew a shorter straw, I guess,
yeah,
you know. So
you're wondering about that.
yeah,
Why me? Yeah.
right. Yeah.
You also didn't say this with a lot of substance either, but you did mention that you were disappointed in yourself. You didn't go as far as to say you're disgusted or you hate yourself, but you're disappointed in yourself. I wondered if you wanted to say more about that.
Well, I'm in a place where I'm not happy. You know,
Hmm.
it's just like we've talked about. It's kind of a stuck drudgery type place, and
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily disappointed in myself, but I am disappointed in how my life is right now. And it's not, if you said pick how you would like your life to look, this is not how I would pick it. So
yeah,
I'm disappointed in that. And, I mean, maybe some of that is my responsibility, but I
yeah,
don't know what to do about the sleep. It's like I try. I don't it's not like I'm on my phone and I can't, I just can't
yeah,
sleep. I just lay there.
yeah.
So I'm disappointed in that. And, I'm sure
Disappointed that you
there's
can't
mistakes I've
problem
made.
solve your way
Yeah.
out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, One of the places that you had more a higher ranking, or it seemed to give more emphasis to, is just like what you said, just the sleep is just really a significant factor for you. And you marked that at a three, that waking up several hours earlier and then not being able to get back to sleep. And you've talked about how difficult it is sometimes to get to sleep. And so there's just like this cycle that's going on with your sleep that this also showed up here that we've talked about, and also the eating, right? You've mentioned to
Mhm.
me several sessions now about just not feeling hungry. Nothing sounds good. Um, just a lack of interest in eating and the weight loss that's accompanied that. So those were things that just sounded like what you've communicated to me already. So there weren't really any surprises there. One of the things, though, that you said that was a bit of a surprise, and I'd like to talk about it for just a little bit, is um, you said that you gave a zero. This is the only zero that you marked, but you said that you don't have any thoughts of killing yourself, which I'm happy to hear. But you had another place where you gave a three, a very strong response, and it says that you feel like the future is hopeless and that things cannot be improved upon. And so I wanted to talk about those two things together for just a minute. Um, can you expound on why you gave a three to you feel like the future is hopeless and can't be improved upon?
Um, I mean, I haven't seen anything really change. And I don't know how to make it change. Like I said, I
Hmm.
can't control the sleep.
Yeah.
I can't control. whether I have an appetite or not. Um, Kind of stuck in my job right now, and so it does feel hopeless a lot of the time. Just like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? But as far as the other, I mean, I I've thought about what would it be like, but
Mm.
I'm also like, even though life sucks a lot, I
Hmm.
really don't want to stand before God after that, you know? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of, I think in my mind, I have thought about it, like
Yeah.
not thought, but I was like, I mean, what's the point? You
Yeah.
know, what's the point? What am I, what, I, is this, is this great? Is this what God wants anyway?
Yeah.
Um, but then there's also yeah, I don't want to bail on this and then have to stand before him and be like,
Yeah.
"Man, I didn't give
Yeah.
you a chance to do something good out of it,
Yeah.
even though most of the time I don't see that he is going to do anything good out of it. But
Mm. Mm. I love that.
in that one positive, when I have a little positive flight of thought, it's God could change something. God could, because you hear
Yeah.
people say God can
Yeah.
use the pain to,
Yeah.
so it's it's a it's a slight glimmer of hope that he could do
Yeah.
something, but for the most part, it's a hopelessness that this is not going to get any better,
Yeah.
especially if I can't sleep. It
Yeah.
just kind of sucks the life out of me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That
and
not
I
eating and
struggle with
sleeping. Go
yeah, and
ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupt
I
you.
struggle with back pain, so that adds, and it's just like, ugh.
It's
So
just one more element, right? That physical pain is just one more
right,
element, which is a big one.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
hear you saying, Will, that you have thought about suicide before, and but that you kind of combat that with what you believe spiritually, that someday you're going to stand before the Lord, and you do not want to be arriving there
Mm,
by your own hand. And so you go back and forth, but that ultimately, um, you don't want that. But I also heard you say something that was really hopeful, and encouraging, in that you can at times have a glimmer or a hope that God can turn this around, that He can provide a solution, that He will provide a solution. And so I was happy to hear you say that. Do you
it's a
have any
very, very
current
tiny
thoughts?
glimmer.
Yes, it must be, because I'm recognizing that you marked that, like, this is, that you feel really hopeless. And so I don't want to discount that, but I want to acknowledge that you did offer that bit of hope.
Mm,
Um, do you have any current thoughts of suicide, Will?
yeah,
Good. Yeah.
no,
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Um, who would be your safe person if you were to be in a situation where this hopelessness really tipped over and you started to have thoughts again of suicide? Who's a person in your life, besides me, because I'm here for it, but who else could you talk to about this and let them know what you're thinking or feeling?
I don't know. Um, I don't know. I really don't feel
Okay.
like I have somebody that close that I could share that with,
Okay.
that I'm that close to.
Okay.
It's more, I feel like more of my relationships are more superficial or surface versus, and maybe that's part of my problem. I just don't have a good enough
Yeah.
closer friendships and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. That's insightful. That's insightful thought on your part. So you, there's some loneliness there. I hear some loneliness there.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I want you to know that if those thoughts ever come back, or you ever, that hopeless feeling really tips over into something that feels unbearable, something that you can't manage and you don't know what to do with, I want you to know that you most certainly can access me through the office. You have my personal email, so that we could have a conversation about how you're feeling and what you're thinking about.
Okay.
So moving forward with our assessment, um, really there were by the time we get all the way to the end of the assessment, another thing that really stood out was just you feeling really hindered in your emotions, not able to cry or like release emotion at this point.
Yeah.
How long has it been like that?
I mean, I never was a huge crier, but and it's probably been a couple of years before I've really had really cried.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, I think maybe it's just because I don't have the. I mean, I guess I could cry by myself, but you know, it's like
Mhm.
the closer relationship with someone.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's no one that you feel vulnerable with at this time.
right.
Right. So when we look at the assessment, what it's really showing us when we add up all the scores and we sort of um, do all the math on that, it's really letting us know that you're something that you already know, that we've been talking about, that you're really suffering from depression, and that it's in a severe state. And so we want to take some steps forward, to help you to get some relief from how you're feeling. And one of those steps is going to be to continue to work with me and to work on some strategies that you can employ, some tools that you can have. But I also think that seeing a clinician who's a doctor, who knows more about depression and who knows more about how to treat it medically, can also offer their advice to you about how to treat how you're feeling, especially because it's been over a substantial amount of time. I really appreciate you coming in today, and next week we will be starting in on some of those specific strategies. We've been doing them here and there as we've gotten to know each other, but next week we'll really be moving forward with trying to provide some relief from get you back in some healthy patterns of eating and sleeping and connecting to your emotions and being able to share those more easily.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll see you next week.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to give me some feedback?
Yeah, let me see. Back. Um, yeah, I thought all along your responses, I felt understood. I like the way I like the way you did the questions. I, in my head, I was thinking of going, and I may still just kind of go through them, but
Hmm.
I did like the way you did that. I thought that was good and highlighted certain things and the way you differentiated the question 9 and question 2. I like that a lot. Let's see, and just kind of talking more on that the one where I'm very depressed or I feel hopeless.
Yeah.
You know, the one you asked about, it was a one, and so I had to try to think of okay, what can I make up
Yeah. Yeah.
that I'm not completely whatever it was. I can't remember. But no, I thought you attuned very well and reflected well. So
Okay.
yeah, I thought it was good. I
Okay.
can see why you do well in your practice.
Thank you. Was there anything I did that you feel like broke connection or was like I generally have a divergent something that I do.
Like the only time was there was one time where I was talking, but then you started talking,
Hmm.
and or maybe twice. Yeah, and so maybe that would have been the only thing.
Yeah,
Otherwise, everything was good. Yeah.
that's great. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
And I like the way you tied it in because that really helped me to figure out how to when you said and maybe talk to a doctor because I was like, oh, that's good. So I'm glad you went first because that was helpful.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for your
You may hear that
feedback.
again.
That's okay.
All right.